All right, this is going to be a video about how to draw an irregular shape in DesignCAD, get it ready to create a 3D print. I'm not sure I'm going to get too much into the 3D aspect, but how to, maybe it's less 3D, it's about getting an object that's got some irregular shapes. So I made something last night. So right now we're going to go to File, Image, and then Load Image. And this is what we had, this is what I created last night. It's something that fit to this part. So there's the part, Control W, so we have to scale it. So I'm going to just do the whole from here to here was 2.5. X, and let's zoom in on that, see what that is. 19.603. So we need to be 2.5. So we're going to go to scale. Let's Control A, S for scale, and I forgot already what that is. 19.603. So 2.5 divided by 19.603, and let's just copy that. Copy, and in both directions. And then Control W for zoom. That should be 2.5 now. There you go. So now we have something that's scaled. You would want to check the vertical aspect too, but it's not. This video is not going to be for the part. It's just show you how to create the part. So I'm going to zoom in on these curves. I got looks like 1, 2, 2 curves plus 2. The radius will make the radius the same, and a curve here, and they were different. The curve here. So I think this is a little longer, taller than it was wide. So I'm going to go to draw arc, 3-point arc, right? I've got made a custom bar down there. I can let's zoom in on that. So I'm looking for the point of tangency. It looks like the line comes straight through there, hits right about there, and ends there. But let's pick the middle. It's hard to see my cursor. Let's see, maybe it's showing up on the. So I'm going to hit it there, and it looks like the point of tangency is right about. There. Looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that from one to the other. So let's draw a V right here. I'm going to make it, this is a little rotated. I'm just going to go point relative to 0.5. And even though it's not lining up exactly with the center of the hole, it's the actual size. So I'm going to take this, select it, Control H. I'm going to hit Control K for the center. Enter, and I hit enter because I'm only positioning one control handle. The divide symbol, and then it's already on X, so I'm just going to right click to the center there. Now I have a radius there and a radius there. So I can draw the same thing, 3-point radius right there. Actually, I need to get something here, a little help. So I'm going to hit the from the center H. I want it to be symmetrical. Makes things a little easier down the road. Right click there, H, right click there, and then right click to the point of tangency on the other radius. Then we're just going to reflect that. So let's work on the, I'm going to hit the shift, underline, and I'm going to bring this line down to there. So now I have a center here. So I'm going to take this radius, let's take this part, the 3 pieces there, and Control H, set them in the middle of this line, Control K, enter, and then I'm going to reflect that in the vertical axis. So divide symbol Y, right click to the center. So now I have the top and bottom with the radiuses, and then I'm going to do V, H, same thing I did, H. I'm just going to go to the end of that. And then I'm going to do a 3-point here, right click on there, H, right click to the center, and right click to the other radius. And then we're going to click that radius, Control H, right click to the center, and then I'm going to reflect that in the X direction. And now we have something that's nice. Let's do this. So I'm just going to select them all, and I'm going to delete some of the stuff in the middle. So shift and hold that down and get rid of that one, that one, that one. Actually, yeah, we can get rid of that. I'm going to type in B. So now it's actual line. And then when I'm in the 3D space, I can convert it to a plane. So let's do this. So we want it symmetrical, Control H. I'm going to just go back to the center again, enter, and reflect that and see. Right now I would do it to check my vertical component. It looks like it's a little small, right? The center of this line is not exactly lining up with the holes. So I would check it, right? Right now it looks like I got 2. I think it was 2 5/8. So I would, let's just expand. Let's do the Control H, Control A, and then a scale. And I want to do it only in the Y direction. 2.625 divided by 2.558. Enter. Now we have the spacing is right. Here and there. And obviously you want to check your overall dimensions too, but this is on how to do it, not exactly doing it. And then you would just Control K. And it's looking pretty good. A 16th off. I think it was 4 inches this way. It was a little different here. Yeah, it was 4 and 4 and 8. But anyways, that's how you get that. And you could just take this and, you know, modify it without modifying the whole center to centers too, if it was a little different. Anyways, that's how you do that. And then let's draw the circles. I think it was here, point relative, and then 0.0625. I think they're 1/8 inch holes. Enter. Did that work? 0. Oh yeah, I can see the hole. Actually, I did the holes undersized because I was going to drill them clean. The 3D printing doesn't come up with real clean holes, so the holes are a little undersized. So you'd create the hole there, Control H, find the center. I actually think when you copy and paste circles, it always defaults to the center. Control C, Control V, and we're going to hit those. Control V, F3. All right, so I now have all the holes there, right? So looking pretty good now. I think all we got to do is copy the let's go, I think, a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go to line command, expand it out, parallel distance, and then I think it's 0.25 from last night. It's the same. F3, and then we're going to do a radius, draw, arc, quarter circle, semicircle, and it goes from right to left. F3. So now I have everything that we need for the model. Actually, none of this other stuff mattered. So you can just take this dimension, just take this, Control W. Actually, it would be good to get a point there. So let's draw point mark. I'm going to put some point marks on the corners. Draw point mark. Okay, so I got to come back. The image. For now, I'm going to get rid of it. Let's get out of the way. Pretty much there's our part. Get rid of these dimensions right now. And I'm going to do B there. All those, type those perimeter lines and hit B. Now it's a Control H. Enter, and then divide Y, and then now I have the enter. So I now have everything that I need for that. I'm going to leave this line here. Actually, I'm going to take it and break it, Control K. And then right here, I'm going to take this, break it, F4. So now I have some center marks of those units in case they need to be adjusted or moved. And then now we can go into the 3D. So let's go to, so everything's actually except for these. I'm going to leave, I'm going to change these right now. Tools, edit, just to show you it works in here too. Selection, edit, I'm going to convert, vector convert. Basically just does the same thing, changes them into a polyline, right? Everything's in vector lines now. There's no, oh yeah, see, it's just points, and those are straight line segments. 3D, Control W, right? And then let's just do this. I like to work in Control A, rotate, hit R, X-axis, and then 90 degrees. Control W. Now everything's flat, but this is where I like to extrude vertically, right? So then I'm going to select everything, and then go to Tools, Edit, Selection Edit, Convert, Make Plane. Now everything's a plane. So this I'm going to extrude down, V, put a point there, and then just hold the Shift key, down arrow, insert. I think I've got it. It's to a 1/8 or 1/10, I can't remember. So it's in 1/10, so it's just fine, whatever your thickness that it needs to be. Then I'm going to hit these. Just select all the lines and holes. I'm going to select V, let's do V, point relative, and shift up, insert, enter. So, and then I'm going to extrude that. So, nice thing, I can draw while those are highlighted. It doesn't unhighlight them. Just hit X and extrude to those 2 points, enter. And then the big one, X, and then just right click there and there, enter. And now I've got this 3 parts, or 1, 2, 3 parts, right, with the holes. So I'm going to right click on the holes, shift, shift, and shift. Go to whatever that command is that turns it into with the drawing handles. Enter. Control Z. I messed up. Right click, right click, right click, right click, and then I just want to extrude them up, and I want to extrude them down, so they're longer, right? They're actually going through. Oh, I did a Control Z. X. Enter X. So then I have the part. So now I'm going to join these to the bottom plate. Control J. F3. Bottom to the other side. Now that's one part, right? And then Control U. I'm going to hit the F3. F3, and then same thing, F3, just brings up the same command, delete, and then that's it, right? The part's made. I mean, it's a base for that unit that we did. There was more other stuff going on in the actual part, but that's pretty much it. And then you can go to model to make sure. So what we want to do is we want to look at menus got bounced around here a little bit. So right here, select viewer points. I'm going to select Control K. Actually, no, I'm going to select the middle, enter. Now it's orbitable, right? It's from the center. Escape, and then what we'll do is change it to, just do medium, hidden line, no, shade, hidden line's fine, OpenGL, and that's fine, okay? And we'll be able to see that it's a 3D part. They'll show you if something's missing or if a hole's not going through, right? You can see the holes are going through. See that the part is solid. There's no open. Sometimes if you forget to change it to a plane, you'll end up with a hollow part, and the bottom will be empty or something, right? Or whatever. So it'll be just a perimeter. It'll just extrude the lines. Anyways, that's how you. Another. I think I did one while back on a part that was a little quite a bit different. Had cones and stuff, but pretty cool program. Pretty simple to use. It's not even about the program, it's just being able to do it. Now we go to File, you can save it, or you can just export it. I didn't save anything. You would want to be saving your 2-dimensional lines in a separate drawing or on the same drawing. so that if you go back in time, you don't have to deconstruct the part to get to rework it. And then you can change it to STL right here, stereolitho, and then let's call it a test. Enter, and then we're going to go to right here, C Creality Slicer, and this is something that we can open up now. So open file. I don't have any. I can't do any work with it. There's no disk in there. And we had test, right? Open, and then zoom in a little bit, and then we can do rotate. There's our part. We're going to turn it 90 degrees, and it automatically drops it down to the base, to the floor. And it's looking good, except for now. You look at here, scale. Where does it show the part? Yeah, it's showing it's 4 millimeters, so we need to scale it up. Right here, backspace. Can't select it. 2, 5.4. Enter. And it's a locked aspect ratio. If it wasn't locked, you'd have to do the X, Y, and Z. And that's it. And then that part, and then you go here, you would go to, right here, there's no disk to save the toolpath, right? But you could save it on the hard drive. And then you could also go file, save G code, right? Which was what I was getting ready to do, toolpath, all right? And then it's real simple. You put it in the machine, and then you select your part, you preheat your stuff, and you print it, and that's it. I mean, I think, like I said before in the first video, you can do, you can get the computer off on like a used computer for $100, cheap computer. Program's real, not bloated. This 3D DesignCad Mac, DesignCad 3D Max is not bloated, so it's real lean. You could run it on a 1 gigabyte machine, or 1 megabyte machine. Windows 7, I like to have one of those old computers because it has the old USB and RS-232 type different connectors, right, for old instruments and old equipment. So $100, maybe $125. It's like an old Windows 7 machine. You can get the printer for $300-400, and what else was something else? Yeah, printer, the computer, and the program. So the DesignCad 3D Max Plus is maybe $150 on sale, or $200. So maybe $600 total, and these are your printing. If you really need a high quality print, you can check it on this machine. You could even scale it down so it costs even less to make sure that the model's actually good. I haven't had any models fail, even when it comes up with an error that there's that the model's not watertight. We didn't get them on this one because I didn't do too much. When you delete and you section stuff, you start to get water holes. But I haven't had any of the. You take it in, put it in, orbit it around, you can see the holes. There maybe is a check on the newest version. Maybe in here it does some repairs, I'm not sure, but like I said, I haven't had any of them fail. So that's just kind of A to Z. The part's already in the truck, so I can't really take a picture of it. But it worked great. And, this part's solid. It took about 4 hours to print, real small, but it's a solid part. So in the settings here, I changed it to solid. So anyways, I hope that helps you figure out how to do some 3D printing. Maybe interest you in another career path, possibly, or a hobby. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.